Hey guys, welcome back to the Russell D. McClain YouTube channel. This is video number 9, and today we're diving into the 7 big mistakes that entrepreneurs make when they sell what they want to sell instead of what people want to buy. First, I would like to give a shout out though to the Active Income Warriors. I appreciate your support as always. You matter so much to me, and you are the reason why I create this content to help you gain greater understanding in your businesses as we all grow together on this journey. And also for the newcomers, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also comment on the video. That will give us the feedback of what you gathered from the video and how useful it was to you, and ways that we can improve our videos moving forward so that we can offer you the highest levels of value. And also share the video with as many like-minded people as possible, because you never know who it could help. All right, guys. Oh, and before I forget, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we upload. All right, guys, let's dive into number 1 on the list. Okay, guys, ignoring market research. Entrepreneurs may fail to conduct thorough market research to understand their target audience's needs, preferences, and pain points. Now, guys, we talked about feedback in the first video and in other videos, right? You need to go out into the marketplace and gather feedback. You need to do the proper research to understand what your target audience needs. You can never assume anything. Remember, I talked about the importance of testing the assumptions, not just other people's assumptions on the idea, but more importantly, your assumption, because you simply are starting off on the wrong foot when you get inspired by a good idea that you have that has not been proven in the marketplace. The easiest way for you to create leverage in your business so that you can offer higher value is by selling what people want to buy. And guess what? You are already probably invested in or interested in something that a large number of people may actually enjoy, right? So that is a starting point. So if you're starting an online e-commerce store, if you're starting a coaching program, the best thing to do is to do the research to find out what the market is already willing to buy and how they value it, and what is painful that they are now experiencing that you can come in and solve that problem for them. All right. So keep that in mind, guys. Do the research so you can understand exactly what people want, what their pain points are, so you can solve the problem. All right. On to number 2 on the list. Overestimating demand. They assume there's a demand for their product or service without validating it through customer feedback and testing. Back to feedback again, right? Feedback is the breakfast of champions. You always want to be getting feedback, and that's why I say leverage an offline strategy, right? Do not be beholden or vulnerable to online algorithms and tactics only, because a lot of times you may get like a lot of vanity metrics or vanity followings, because remember, we talked about social proof, right? And the herd mentality. A lot of times people may like your content, even though it's very valuable, but they may not necessarily be your target audience, because there are some people who follow entrepreneurial trends just for that reason, because it's a trend, right? They're not a tried and true and tested entrepreneur, and they don't have the passion that you have about serving and offering value. So a lot of times it's best to go out in the public in your town or visit some other town and actually get in alignment with people who are like-minded and who are actually on the same page as you are, which is your actual avatar, right? Your actual ideal client, and find out what their needs are. When you get into alignment and you get that feedback, it's going to allow you to better create content that actually serves the masses. Why? Because the feedback that they're actually giving you is the actual language which you will use to speak to your audiences abroad, right? That's why I say you always want to leverage an offline organic strategy with an online organic strategy. And when that actually hits and moves the masses, you can then leverage it into paid advertising creative, reaching many more. All right. On to number 3. Lack of customer-centric approach. Instead of focusing on solving customers' problems, entrepreneurs may prioritize their own preferences or ideas, leading to products or services that don't resonate with the market. Now, guys, let's take this one from Jeff Bezos, right? I'm an Amazon associate. I get to see firsthand exactly how much Jeff Bezos really cares. Like literally, we have rates that us associates must follow so that we can make sure we get that package to the customer and in the quickest time as possible, right? The fastest time possible. That's exactly why they actually give us rates. And guess what, guys? If we associates at Amazon fulfillment centers don't make rates, we will be terminated, right? They only want the best of the best so that the customer gets the best service possible, right? They take a customer-centric approach. We have to go from a standpoint of what the customer values. Even if we worked hard to put our systems together, to do the research, to develop our products, if it's not in alignment with what the customer needs or wants, we've failed, right? They don't care about the process. They don't care about our story. They care about is what we offer in alignment with what they desire, what the transformations that they're ultimately looking to receive, right? We want to focus on their transformations and not our features, right? The features of our products or the process of our business systems. That's not important to them. They don't care about that. And the only way they will resonate with our story, guys, is if it's relatable to them and they can see themselves in that story actually solving a problem, right? So that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that what we offer is in alignment with what they want. We have to put the customer first. When we put ourselves last and put them first, it puts us on top. I'm telling you guys, reciprocity, right? That psychological influence principle of reciprocity actually works. If you show up serving your customers in a way that actually makes them feel like a VIP, I'm telling you, they will love to continue to support your brand and products. So you want to take the customer-centric approach. Let them give you the data. That's why I say it's important to do a pre-launch strategy. Even if you found something that's proven and that works, take that time, that 1 to 2 years, to prepare yourself, right? And gaining feedback from the customers so that you can use that feedback to streamline, to update, to improve the experience of your product or service for the customer. Remember, customer-centric first. All right, moving on to number 4. Failure to adapt. Entrepreneurs may be resistant to changing their offerings based on market feedback or developing consumer trends, leading to stagnation or decline in sales. Guys, here's the point. If you're not constantly disrupting yourselves based on real-time, current market feedback, you will be stagnating yourself and you will restrict your growth. And you don't want to do that because if you're not growing, right, you can't help other people grow in their experiences of your product or service. You understand? And you will fail to be able to generate the resources to be able to serve them at a higher level. And guess what? Even though you don't have any competitors, because you're going to be an outlier, because you're going to put your customers first, and you're going to serve them with your unique positioning, right? Because if you don't do that, you will commoditize yourself, and your peers will outperform you. And that's just the reality. Because even though you're not competing with anyone, right? Because you're a standout business or brand, remember, you are competing for that potential customer's time. Because if someone can show up and serve them at a higher level, because you refuse to adapt and change to what's going on, like the technological changes. As a matter of fact, even if you've gotten comfortable with something that works, things are always disrupting themselves and changing at a fast pace in today's market. So you want to be in alignment with it. That's why I recommend getting Clayton Christensen's book, The Innovator's Dilemma. It's a timeless, evergreen classic on the importance of disrupting the current way you do things so you can show up and perform that job that your business is built on in a way that's current and relevant in the way that people are now receiving and consuming things, right? Like Gary Vee says, if you're actually not on these platforms where people are most of the time, then they might miss your messaging and they might not even know that you're still in business. Because let's be real, guys. People attention actually matters, right? And it's actually valuable. So you want to show up exactly where they are, and you want to actually get their attention by sharing messaging that's in alignment with what they care about. So you must be adapting. And even if you yourself are not comfortable with actually being on the social media platforms, you can simply create video content, right? And then you can hire a team of who's, right? The right who, right? So you're not worried about how you're going to do it. You're worried about who you're going to get to do it for you. And they can actually put the content together and put it on the platforms for you so they can get that message to the audience. And so you can show up at the right time and in the right place and actually make the right connection. All right, guys? That takes us on to number 5 on the list. Now, remember, guys, these are all writer downers, so you definitely want to be writing these down, because if even one of these are out of place, you can mess up your whole system. Number 5, poor value proposition. Without a clear value proposition, and the value proposition is the value that you are proposing to your potential client or the marketplace. Without a clear value proposition that addresses customers' needs and communicates the benefits of the product or service, entrepreneurs may struggle to attract and retain customers. So you have to get clear in your messaging, right? They want to know what's in it for them, right? They need to know who you're actually serving so they can say, hey, wait a minute, he's talking to me with this. Wait a minute, I'm interested. I want to hear more. And then they want to know how you can help them, right? How you can give them that desired transformation, that desired outcome that they so desire. If you can actually go out on the marketplace, and that's why I suggest you go out in the marketplace and out of pocket, don't even try to sell anything. Show up and help people first. Like Frank Kern said, right? The best way to prove that you can help someone is by actually helping them. So you can get a handful of people in the marketplace that you actually, out of your pocket, you incur that cost. Help them first, prove that you can help them, and they'll be more than happy to give you a case study or a testimonial that you can then use to position yourself as an authority, and then you can use that content as the messaging that aligns with that person, and they say, hey, you know what? This person actually knows my pain. They know exactly what I need. I want to get with them. All right, guys. Number 6 on the list. Now, number 6 is very valuable, right? And I want you to keep this in mind. Ineffective marketing strategies. They may invest resources in marketing efforts that don't effectively reach or resonate with their target audience, resulting in wasted time and money. And trust me, guys, I'm a certified media buyer, and I've tested it. I may not have tested into the millions yet, but I've tested wisely, right? And the reason why I test wisely and I'm able to do that is because, like I said, I go out into the marketplace, I ask questions, and I listen, and I only focus on what the people need that are in alignment with my product, right? And when I get to test, and that's why I say Gary Vee is a social media prophet, because when he's encouraging you to test online based on proven strategies and frameworks that people are already engaging with and connecting with online, you then can model your unique messaging after those frameworks that actually grabs people's attention and piques their curiosity, and you can satisfy them with actual solutions that actually matter and that can actually give them results immediately. When you do that and they engage with it, you can then take that organic content and you can then leverage it into paid advertising creative. That's why I say, guys, post organically and test. Don't worry about what anyone thinks about anything. The best thing that you can get is feedback, guys. And that's why you want to have all these social media platforms on business level. Why? Because of the analytics that you gain from that, right? Up front, you're going to gain analytics even before you run an ad. That's why you set your profile to business, right? And then you're going to test and test organically. But before you even do a post, you can make like 3 posts on one topic that's in alignment with your business. Go out into the marketplace, qualify a bunch of people that actually are in alignment with what you have to offer because it matters to them. And you can get their direct feedback and say, hey guys, I create these pieces of content based on what's working. I'm testing thumbnails, headlines, sub-headlines, and I'm testing content overall. Can you give me your feedback to what you think could be helpful? Like Dr. Cialdini said in his book, Persuasion, if you approach someone and say, hey, I would love to get your advice on this. because if this is something that you're interested in and it matters to you, you will actually be the perfect person for me to get advice and feedback. And hey, you know what? I'll buy you lunch for your time. Or hey, here's a couple of dollars because I value your time. Remember the reciprocity rule, because you want to show people that you value them and value their time. That way they will be more easily persuaded into helping you. That's why I say get them in alignment with you in a partnership by asking for their advice on something, right? Their feedback. And then you're actually getting a bunch of people, a handful of people on your downtime to say, hey, you know what, this content works. Once you, especially if you're actually taking massive action and you talk to over 100 people. Now, this could be across a couple of days, but you get 100 people liking a piece of content, right? Out of 3 pieces of content that you're testing, and then you go on and put that online, right? I guarantee you, and also because you show them your appreciation, say, hey, could you give me a like, a follow? Could you also download my link and upload it and share it as well? If you do that, and also comment your advice, like actually help someone, because when you give your advice, you could actually be helping someone just like you. And guess what? They'll be more than likely inspired to do it because you've shown them that you value their time and you've given them something up front without asking for anything. Because here's the thing, guys. If you create an environment where people feel like buying, you will always make sales. But if you're trying to pressure or you're feeling needy, they're going to resist you. That's why I say partner with these people offline and qualify them. Because if what you have they don't value what you have to offer, don't waste their time and don't waste your time, right? Right on to the next. And be thankful when someone gives you a cold rejection or a quick rejection, because it's going to allow you to quickly get to the next person, right? All right, guys, number 7 on the list. Now, as I say in every video, if you actually observe to avoid each of the 6 mistakes and use the best practices, if you fail to avoid the 7th mistake and actually use the best practice of number 7, you will not experience the impact that you're looking for. Here we go, guys. Lack of scalability. Selling what they want to sell instead of what people want to buy can limit the scalability of the business, as it may not address a large enough market or meet growing demand effectively. Now, guys, this sums it up. You won't be able to scale your business, therefore create more resources, which will allow you to serve at a higher level, right? Because even though we are a niche service or product-based business, we still want a large enough proven market, right? Whereas though we can be profitable, whereas though we can create a great experience, right? This is not for profit strategy. This is a for-profit strategy, because we're looking to profit, not only to actually serve people at a higher level, but to create a legacy for our families and generational wealth. This is the content that I create. This is for the active income warriors, right? We're actively looking for ways to leverage and serve the community at a high level so we can leave a great legacy for our families and show others how to do so as well, right? So you want to keep number 7 in mind. And like I said, I hope you've written all of these down. Now, I'm going to give you a summarization of why this is important. By avoiding these mistakes and prioritizing customer needs and preferences, entrepreneurs can increase their chances of success in the marketplace. Now, wouldn't that be great, guys, if you could actually have a predictable trajectory towards success? Because even though you can't control the outputs, you absolutely can control the inputs. So make sure you're using inputs that are in alignment with what people want, what they care about, what they want to buy. Because guess what? Nobody cares about your story for the sake of your story. If it's not in alignment and it shows them a relative transformation that they're looking for, if it doesn't paint that picture of a clear outcome for them, they're not going to care about your story. And even if you thought that you had a great idea, a witty idea, if it's not proven and if it's not something that people already desire to have, and if it doesn't solve a big enough problem for the people, even if it's on the entertainment level, they're not going to be interested in buying. And it doesn't mean that you're not valuable. It just simply means that your idea isn't valuable. So wouldn't it make more sense to go out and do the research and get the feedback and find out what actually drives you and a large number of people as well? because of course I don't want you to be superficial and sell things that you don't care about and they only care about. No, make sure that it's something that you actually agree with. You can use yourself, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things in your house, a lot of things that you've invested in for your experiences over the years, for your family's experience, that you really enjoy. And guess what? Go back and look at those purchases you've made on Amazon or wherever it is, right? You may have bookmarked a page. Check out the reviews on that, and you'll be like, whoa, you know what? I just got it because it made sense for me and my family. And I did kind of look at the reviews, but I didn't know it was that many people. And that can actually give you an actual good idea to build your product or service upon. I hope this video was useful to you guys. Remember to subscribe, like the video, comment on the video so we can get feedback and know how we can improve moving forward, and also share it with as many like-minded people as possible, and hit that notification bell. Active Income Warriors, I appreciate you so much. Enjoy your week.